The typical school day at Epic Elementary in the Liberty School District, just north of Kansas City, is anything but typical. At this school, students don't study subjects that are distinct from one another. Instead, they work on projects based on real-world problems. EPIC stands for Every Person Inspired to Create. The students here have a great deal of choice about what to study and how to solve problems. It's called project-based learning, and the goal is to inspire students to be critical and creative thinkers. Principal Michelle Schmitz says, at this school, students design their own learning.
So at Epic Elementary, kids are able to create. They're able to create through their project-based learning that happens every day here. They're able to create through technology. They're able to create in many different ways through their personalization time. So creating here looks different. Kids are not using more glue and more paper and more color crayons. Creating here looks like kids prototyping new ideas for themselves. Kids are able to take old ideas and repurpose them and make them new.
EPIC follows the same learning standards as all other schools in the state, including those in reading, writing, and math. But those subjects are embedded in projects. Students here perform very well on standardized tests, but that's not the real goal, according to teacher Deb Kaywood.
We're constantly trying to connect students the standards to something that's meaningful for them. It's very hands-on, it's very organic at times. It happens. It's not bound by some of the structures that have always bound education. So instead of saying that we have a timeline of things to learn, we really are looking at things and seeing what's coming up in the community, seeing what problems the kids are addressing and seeing happen in the world around them, and then figuring out how can we really make learning come alive for them so that the content is driven by the kids' ideas and excitement and how we can engage them within their own community so that learning is important to them, so they don't see it as something that they do during a certain period of time during the day, but it's just a constant part of their life.
Teacher Danielle Compton says EPIC is unlike any school she's been in, and the impact on student achievement has been dramatic.
Students come in at various levels to first grade, and by the end of the year, the growth that they have been able to produce is truly overwhelming for me to look at the end of the year and to think back to where they were at the beginning. I think with the way that we're personalizing their learning, and so students can truly work at their individual level target zone of instruction, they really feel empowered to do their best work, and they're not feeling the frustration of not being able to be where they are supposed to be with their like peers. We don't ever have them sit in a whole group and expect everyone to be at the exact same spot, because that's not realistic.
Students such as Alethea say they enjoy the unique approach to learning.
Learning is different here because you actually get to do a certain project in like about 1 month or more, and you don't just have like a project one day and then another project that day and then go back to the project on the other day. You don't just do that. You actually just focus on one project until it's done.
EPIC is the first school in Missouri to receive recognition as a 21st Century Learning Exemplar School by the Partnership for 21st Century Learning. The award honors schools that have transformed student learning through collaboration, distributed leadership, student voice, and a number of other measures. EPIC uses a team teaching model where teachers work with small groups, guiding questions and ideas while customizing learning directly to what individual students need. EPIC students learn in an environment that thrives on collaboration, both within the classroom and in the world outside the classroom. Teacher Christine Torres says students explore and develop ways to contribute to the community.
At EPIC, we spend a lot of time also bringing in the community and giving the kids experiences of going out into the community and sharing their learning, or inviting the community here to share their learning, so that they're having experiences having to talk to other people of what they've learned and what the process was to get to their learning. And that's where a lot of the learning is actually taking place.
The unique approach at EPIC engages students by emphasizing creativity, critical thinking, and communication throughout the entire learning process. exactly the skills and characteristics the global economy is demanding.
We have to give them opportunities to risk, to take ownership of their own learning, to try things, to learn how to fail and fail forward instead of fail and give up. We have to give them open-ended opportunities where there's not a defined answer or a product that's supposed to be at the end, but they have the opportunity to express themselves and what they're passionate about and what they're interested in, and to be able to showcase their learning in ways that are meaningful for them. You can still assess whether they're progressing through the content and learning the things that they need to know, but you can do it in a way that captures their heart and their mind and their passion at the same time. And if we want kids and we want a future world where we have people who are risk takers and inventors, we have to start investing in allowing them to be true to who they are.
Claiborne is a student at EPIC, and he says the school has inspired him to become an engineer.
My favorite thing about being an engineer is that you can make everything you want being an engineer, even things that haven't been invented yet, and you're going to be the first one to invent it.
Enabling students to become critical thinkers and creative problem solvers. One more reason to stand up for Missouri's public schools.